All right, we are here live for FVEC IndyCar Round 2 from Laguna, Seca. It's not the best intro I could have done, but I'm also going to try to do a better one whenever we get to the actual race. I am the commentator and broadcaster. It's Car Dude. And hopefully the race will load. And we're going to be starting off with qualifying here. Shoot, I'm sure who respects me here. Ooh, I forgot my game does not look good. Oof. Well, I mean, shouldn't get frame drops. Alright, so start off here with qualifying. Now, I wasn't here last week for Watkins Glen, but from what I understand, that was a competitive race. And qualifying had a big part of that, as it always does in open series. So, you know, I'm excited to see what we get here. I think we're going to sit here with Seca. Just for this qualifying run here. There's not much you can do for qualifying. I mean, yeah, I could go look between different cars and whatnot, but there's no actual racing. It's just you're putting on the best lap time you possibly can, and not sliding tires in that turn. Head uphill towards the famous corkscrew. This corkscrew's such a fun turn. It's not easy to get right, but man, when you get it, it is so much fun. I think that goes for Laguna Seca as a whole, honestly. This is a very fun track whenever you get it right, but when you don't get it right, it is a pain in the butt to drive. Because I feel like this is a track that very much you need a good flow to be successful here, and to even have a good time here, you have a good flow and rhythm. But that also, you know, if you get out of that rhythm, you're going to have a really big problem. So, as you see here, Senna is going to start do a little bit of arc, but not going to quite get the exit that I think he was hoping for. Now, Laguna Seca is a very interesting track, very storied track. It was established in 1947 after the Pebble Beach road races were deemed too dangerous, so they came up with Laguna Seca racetrack. You can see that little piece of road back there. That was originally the hairpin, which is technically turn 2, or I call it turn 1. That, which is the inverted hairpin, that was originally not there. That was just basically a weird kind of curved left all the way back onto the rest of the part of the track. But they ended up reprofiling it, and Laguna Seca ended up as it is today, with that little curvy section to help break up the speed. IndyCar is not really a series that comes here. Obviously, IndyCar comes here in real life, but also IMSA comes here. MotoGP is MotoGP. Very nice. There's also been other things here over the years. FIA, GT1 came here in the late 90s. Trans Am's been here. Probably what this track is most famous for in terms of motorsport right now, IndyCar, is the Monterey Car Classic. One of the biggest racing events in the world for classic cars. And it is very good fun to watch. There's a lot of old race cars you see get thrown around, which is something you don't normally get to see. So, you know, me personally, I'm a fan of that sort of stuff. So I think you should be driving your cars, letting them rock. Take a look at the lap times here. This is just okay, sweet, so I can actually skip it. Ooh, really loose coming out of the turn right after the corkscrew. That is a part of the track where your car really gets unloaded, and you really need to be paying attention there, because if you're not, it will catch you out. Woo! Fishy got super loose coming out of the final turn. Laying down tire tracks. That's not going to be good for the tires, but this is qualifying, so there was a car that was, it looked like they were stuck in the corkscrew. They had an incident up there. Woo! Dust getting kicked up. These cars really sideways around here. I thought they would have been Yeah, no, this is my first time using the replay system on this game, because the last time I played this game was, ooh, wow, fishing way off track, putting bear signs all over the run to the course screw up here. You know, the last time I played this game was before replays and spectator was added. So, take that for what you will. Yeah, we can see, let's see what, they put in here. 74 car. Fishy behind. Fishy was the most of the Indy race winner. So they are favored. Okay, I think this does actually show lap time. If that's the case, then look at the Indy's set up within the Fishy. Should go on board with Fishy. This corner right here. It's such a fast corner. Got to get it just right, otherwise you're going to go off the track and that dust will kill you. It's an almost blind uphill run to the corkscrew. Heavy braking zone. Dip down left. Cut right. Hopefully you don't bottom out. Another car up track overhead. This really fast left-hander. Got to keep it on the inside. Keep it locked down. This right-hander, second and final turn. Another flow here. Then you get your final turn here. The tightest corner on the track, and let's see, the tires this time. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a 113.7. It's only a quick lap. Commentary before. Not done broadcasting. That's so bear with me. I'm gonna do my best, but I can't really miss anything. This is the final lap though. We are on for qualifying, so we're gonna see how the results shake out for the actual race. And you know, stay tuned. We're gonna be back in just a minute after this, and we'll be qualifying a little shorter. Close to the top of the charts. Ruku is going to get home here, it looks like, with a 113.43. Senna's going to take second with a 113.46. Fishy has third with a 113.60. Snowball in fourth with a 114.23. Scarlet in fifth with a 114.48. Apex with a 114.43. Skoda with a 115 dead. Lexi with a 115.21. Oh, driver. Alfie with a 115.6. Trains with a 115.65. Looks range. With a 115.99. Jegatron with a 117.06. And Stinky with a 119.84. That will wrap out your qualifying with 14 drivers. You may get another driver here, but they are stuck in traffic, they said. But that should be your qualifying order, barring any penalties or unforeseen circumstances that I'm not privy to. Either way, that looked like a fun qualifying run here. Wow, this is a lot of celebration for qualifying. Imagine if... Well, no, I guess everyone kind of does it. I don't know, I guess I'm such a NASCAR fan, so I get used to that. Hello, Kelchan. Yes, we are here with the race. Well, it's not the race, it's the end of qualifying. And, yeah, we're here live from Laguna Seca. But I like to think so. Helps me get into the mood for the race. But, speaking of the race, for now, we are going to go to an intermission while we wait for the race to start. I will be back, and don't go anywhere. We'll be back here soon. Alright, we are back here at Laguna Seca for the main event. I need to get ready to spectate here, and hopefully all the drivers will get readied up here, and we'll get ready to race. Now, while we get ready, how about we take a tour of Laguna Seca itself? So, here we have the track map. This is a very, very interesting racetrack. It's very unique. It's a lot of elevation change here. And it's a very fun racetrack to drive. As I mentioned during qualifying, this is a track that has a lot of flow to it. You need to stay in the flow, stay in the rhythm to be fast here. So, you start off on the front straightaway here, as of course you would. Heading down into what is called Turn 1, but I don't know anybody in the world that actually calls it Turn 1. It's that little left uphill. It's a really, really fast corner, leading to a hard braking zone for Turn 2, the Andretti hairpin. Now, expect to see a lot of passing here. It's going to get chaotic early on in the race, so just be ready for that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some contact, maybe some spins, might be, where we get our first caution for the race. Then Turn 3 and 4 are, Turn 3 is a little tighter than Turn 4. Turn 4 is more of a power out into Turn 5. Turn 5 has a lot of camber. You want to stay on the inside of that one as you go under the bridge. Turn 6... that is a challenging corner, but I love that turn. You need to stay on the inside. You need to, make sure you don't take too much curb because that will upset your car, but you also want to make sure you don't take, none of it because, one slip, you're going to find yourself off the track in the dirt on the right, which, well, it's going to slow you down. You don't want that. That leads you onto the Ray Hall Straight, heading uphill into Turn 7, which is it's kind of like Turn 1. I don't know anybody that calls Turn 7 an actual turn. It's that little baby right-hander right before the corkscrew. I don't know how that classifies a turn, but okay. Then, of course, the corkscrew itself. Everybody knows the corkscrew. It's the most famous part of this track, and one of the most famous parts of a racetrack in the world, in my opinion, is a 59-foot, 18-meter drop from, it's just a left-right, Turn 8. And such a fun, challenging corner there. I absolutely love it. It is so fun, so hard to get right. You gotta make sure you don't bottom out your car by taking it wrong or having the wrong setup on your car. That leads into Turn 9, which is a long, very cambered left-hander. Gotta stay on the inside, gotta keep the car planted. Make sure you don't get loose on exit because it's gonna want to get sideways on you. Turn 10 is a little like Turn 9, but to the right and not quite as long. Then Turn 11 is the slowest turn on the track, and the last one. You can get some really nice passing done there, but be careful on the tire spin on the exit. You don't want to tear up your tires too bad. So, well, don't know. So many racetracks have different ways of saying, oh, this is a turn, oh, this isn't. I don't know what to believe, because, I mean, there's some tracks that, like, oh, little kinks, no, those aren't turns. Some tracks like, oh, yeah, no, that's a turn. Honestly, yeah. You know, Yuki, I agree. I think why they're saying, oh, turn 7 and turn 1 are turns is because they don't want to say, oh, we have 9 turns, because it doesn't sound as sophisticated. Turn 11 turns sounds a little more sophisticated. So. But that is your track map. So, we're waiting to get ready to go here. Talk a little bit about Laguna Seca. Very historic racetrack. Established in 1957, and well, it's been racing ever since. Is located in beautiful Monterey, California. And it is, what would it be? Be about noon local time here. Because I'm central, so I'm 2 hours ahead. Nah, I don't believe they're smoking. It looks like they're just chatting. I don't think smoking would be allowed in pit lane, considering all the fumes and, you know, fuel. That seems like a fire hazard. But, you know, I love this racetrack. I know I've been saying it, but it's one of the American classics, in my opinion. This is a racetrack that I think, you know, when you think American racetracks, this is one of the ones you should think of. It has such an iconic turn. It's just an iconic track in general. Do I have audio? I do have audio on. It's just, game's really quiet. Man, this crowd is, they're not loud. I would expect a crowd would be a little more pumped for an IndyCar race. As I did talk about during qualifying, this track has a lot of history with racing. Most notably being the finale for IndyCar for the past few years, and quite a while before that, but it had quite a big gap in IndyCar from, you know, them not going there. But they're back there, and it's great because I think this should be the finale for IndyCar, this track. But IMSA goes here. There's the historic event. It's the Monterey something or other. It's a historic race. Kind of like Goodwood Festival Speed, but in California. But, you know, whatever you decide to call it, I legitimately will have to look it up. But this track is also used for Moto America, which is fun to see. Get bikes around here, which, man, bikes going through the corkscrew must be one hell of an experience. I would not want to do that. I'm not that brave. But Trans Am used to come here. Yeah, it's the Monterey Motorsports Reunion. That's what I was looking at. You know, GT World Challenge came here whenever that was a thing. The FIA GT Championship came here for 2 years in 97 and 98. We're still waiting on a couple drivers here to get started. So we're just chilling right now as we await the start of the race. I know there's a lot of people that have said, oh, you know, I'd love to see F1 here. F1's never going to come here. And for F1 if F1 were to come here, they would have to change so much of the track that it wouldn't be Laguna Seca anymore. This track has so much character that I think would be erased by, you know, being an F1 level circuit. Because as it stands, it is not. Because I believe to be an F1 circuit, you need to be grade 1. This is grade 2 for FIA. So, you know, F1 would not be going here unless they changed a lot about the track, and I don't think F1 would be like, oh yeah, no, we're going to do the corkscrew. Yeah, we're going to be doing that, yeah, sure. We're still waiting on one driver to be readied up here. So how's everybody doing? Yeah, no, Yuki, I agree. I don't think that F1 would be taking very kindly to the corkscrew. And yes, I am waffling a little bit here as we wait for drivers to get ready. Oh, no, I think everybody's ready. Oh, we're starting. It's impressive. We are starting. So, we have 14 drivers for the race today. Our pole sitter is Unku. Second place is Senna. Third is Fishy, round 1 winner. Snowball in 4th, Scarlet in 5th, Apex in 6th, Skoda in 7th. Alexi in 8th, Rosenquist in 9th, Alfie in 10th, Tremus in 11th, Just Brag in 12th. I would have to see the rest of the thing because my memory isn't that good. But that at least rounds out your top 10 for qualifying. As we wait for the race to load here, we will probably go on board with the race, with the round 1 winner, and see how they perform from 3rd, heading down into turn 1. That first little hair, well, I guess the little left over the crest, but let's be honest, we're waiting for that hairpin. We're waiting for the Andretti hairpin. Am I going to get HUD here? Forza? Alright. I might not be able to switch it to... Yeah. So we're going to have a little formation lap here, as is customary for IndyCar. So, as I was talking about before with the drivers. Yeah. So, Alfie in 10th, Tremus in 11th, Brage in 12th, Jaggertron in 13th, and Stinky in 14th. That will round out the roster for this race. Oh, I think we may have had a disconnect. Yep, we did. Yes, but the disconnect. That does mean I get to use the technical difficulty screen. There we go. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to use it. But it's funny, so. Alright, everybody needs to get ready back up. Come on. Oh, I also need to ready up. I forgot. Yeah, no, Yuki, because I saw that when I was messing around with OBS for this, I saw that you could, like, there was a stinger you could do for, like, scene transitions, and I just had that GIF laying around on my computer, and I thought it was apt, so I decided to go for it. Waiting for quite a few drivers to get readied up here. So... Hello, Apex. Yeah, we're just waiting for the race start. Well, as you would know, you're in this race. I hope you're not paying attention to the stream while you're racing. That seems ill-advised. I think that would grant you a ban from the race if you are texting and driving. While we sit here, though, I was informed by one of the drivers in the race that the race is probably going to be a mix of soft and medium tires, depending on what you got here. So we're also getting ready to start here. Hopefully no more disconnects, but it's Forza. I'm not confident. Max fuel distance is going to be 29 laps, which I think this race is 45 minutes, so I don't know how long that is, but your drivers are going to have to make stops here. So fuel strategy and tire strategy will absolutely be coming into it. Apex is saying in chat that using softs at all means you're going to have to do a 2-stop. So maybe we see drivers on mediums try to do a 1-stop. It'd be very interesting to see how the strategy works out here. And we saw during qualifying that I'm not surprised these tires aren't lasting because, man, these cars are loose around here. Excuse me. I was seeing guys lining up the tires coming out of corners constantly. So, I would not be surprised if... I believe this qualifying works wrong. Whatever. But, we see drivers lighting up the tires constantly coming out of corners. So, it's something you really need to be paying attention to. I think somebody just crashed into the wall judging by that loud crashing sound. It looks like the order got reset because Forza's a great made game. I love Forza. I'm glad to see nothing has changed from, them advancing to the next game. Built from the ground up. Oh, there's some more contact. Just adding a little character to the cars. No harm, no foul, as long as you don't break a wing or anything like that. I mean, there is wheel banking in these cars. Maybe not today. That might be ill-advised, but, you know, it's there. Yeah, we'll get rid of that for now. And we'll go to intervals here. This is our pace lap here. Everybody gets their all their stuff settled, get the tires warmed up, get them cleaned off. And they will be going when we get back to the start-finish line. So, a little bit of time to sit here and admire the view here. Laguna Seca. It's quite a pretty track, despite the fact that everything's dead around here. I mean, it is Central California. It's like a desert here. So, there's no rain. It's dry as a bone. But we are quite close to the ocean. I think this track's like only 5 miles from the Pacific. So, you know, if you want to get wet, just drive a little bit and, you know, go to the big ocean. The big wet, if you will. Let's head down to the corkscrew here. Oh, look at this drop. Such a huge drop. There's going to be some crazy moves there, I can tell. But, yeah, we're going to go on board with Fishy here for the race start. Actually, you know, I think we might start a little further back. How about Apex? Apex was in chat. We're getting ready to start here. Coming out of the final turn, all the drivers are formed up 2 by 2. As they come onto the front stretch here, I imagine they're going to go whenever they hit the start-finish line, as there's no restart zone here. All the drivers formed up, ready for the rearing. Ready for the green flag here. Ready and green. Race is underway. Good start there from Senna on the outside. But Unku's going to get him back, going to turn 1 here. Big move by Scarlett up the inside. 3 wide behind here. A little bit of contact in front, but surprisingly clean here. Oh, we got a driver off behind. They spun, half spin. No, they've gone around fully. That was Alexi that went around back there. I wonder if they have damage from that. Them and Jegatron looked like they were involved. And Stinky's off track as well. I can imagine that's going to be a caution. We have multiple vehicles slow on the racetrack here. But, oh, no, I think we may have had a disconnect. Yep, that was what it was. Back to the technical difficulty screen! Yuki, yes, there have been a few vehicles that have gone airborne at the corkscrew. There's been some nasty, nasty accidents up there. So, yeah, it's not fun. It was a restart for crash damage, as I was just informed. Because I forgot we do that. I haven't raced in so long in this series. It's been way too long. I love racing here. Just haven't had the passion, I suppose. But, we're getting ready to restart here once again. Okay, thank you for the information, Yuki. As I said before, I'm a little new to the whole, streaming thing. Oh, it reset my audio settings, thanks, OBS. That's why, because I thought I had it settled earlier. No, I just reset my audio settings. At least for Forza. Ugh. Alright, but looks like we're getting ready to start once again here. I also need to be ready myself. That would be a good idea. You know, so we get the race underway. Just waiting on an Apex here. Hopefully he's paying attention, not to the chat, but to the game. Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, we're starting. Why is it backwards? The grid's completely backwards. Well, we're going to have to do another pace lap, so I'm going to be back. I got to do something real quick, but I will be back for the start of the race. I won't be gone long, so don't go nowhere. Alright, looks like I was back just in time. I guess we got the grid all sorted out. And now we are doing another pace lap. Hopefully this is our last restart. To be fair, last time it was not technical difficulties, it was mechanical difficulties for the cars because there was an accident. I can't say I'm surprised. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier in the lap. I'm surprised it didn't happen in the hairpin or right after it. Well, I guess it didn't happen right after it, but you know what I mean. Oh yeah, I certainly do not have a college course for sound design. I did not go to college. Yeah, no, I'm kind of fumbling around here. I had to learn how to use OBS this weekend for this. So it was a learning experience. It actually wasn't that hard. So I think I got the basics, but, you know, there's a lot to learn. I know many people who complain about OBS, so we're going to change the intervals here. Drivers. Click the driver list, and I think we're going to go on board with Scarlet for the start here because they made a huge move up the inside going into the Andretti hairpin start last time. I want to see if they get a little more aggressive like that. Yeah, that'd be fun to see. So, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, I was just figuring out how to get this replay system work. Hopefully we can get all the drivers back there sorted into their proper spots. Yeah, alright, we're getting formed up. Good work. All formed up. Love to see this. It's a great sight. Some move, a little bit of contact. That's not a great sight. These aren't exactly touring cars. Break a wing here. Coming out of the final turn once again, and we're going to get ready for the off once more. Ready for the green flag under the bridge. Formed up close here. Green flag underway. Huge launch from Senna on the outside. Look who's going to have the advantage heading down to turn 1, though. Huge gap between these cars here. Ooh, a little bit of contact up front. 3 wide back there, but it seems a little cleaner than last time. Oh, I say that! 2 cars are off the track back there. Don't see them spinning, so it might be okay. Ooh, Apex got real loose coming down the turn. Got a tire down into the grass. Scarlet at the inside, a little bit of contact. Wiggle from Scarlet, but they keep going here. Let's see, Fisher making a move for 3rd up the inside. That was a tight move. But they made it work. Snowball's on the grass, so is Scarlet. Pretty spread out back there. Ooh, real loose there for multiple drivers. As we have a battle for the lead here, Senna is trying to challenge Unku. Ooh, almost a dive from Scarlet into the corkscrew under Snowball there. Bunch of drivers getting loose. Man, I said it during qualifying, I didn't expect these cars to be so loose around here. They're constantly laying down tire tracks. Senna is struggling right now. Ooh, a little bit of more contact. But Senna is about to drop to 4th here after a great start to the race, it felt like. See if they can rebound a little bit here. They still are challenging for 3rd. They have the advantage there. Ooh, big dive bomb into the hairpin. Wasn't sure who that was, that blue car back there. That was Rosenquist. Man, what a move from them. Looks like, yeah, Alfie's challenging Jegatron here for 11th. Right up in the gearbox. A little bit off track excursion. But there is, you put a blanket over these top 4. They're real close together. Snowball right on Unku's tail. Heading up into the corkscrew, trying to make a move happen. Unku's going to block here up the inside. Ooh, loose on entry. That's going to ruin the attempt here. They still have a lot of time to get it done. This is a long race. 45 laps, we're only 2 into it. You gotta remember, one of his laps is the formation lap, so you can't count it. Ooh. See how loose they are. Ooh, thought about it going up the inside. May Unku think about it. Overshot the corner, gonna give him an edge on the outside here. Well, ooh. A little bit more contact, but that might just be Forza being Forza. 2 wide back there. Senna goes up the inside of Scarlet, and 2 wide behind them as Fishy battles with Skoda. Yeah, nice McLaren-inspired paint job. No, it's Renault. My bad. Why did I say McLaren? I know it's Renault. That's good. A little bit of off-track excursion. Oh, Scarlett got real loose. I wonder if there's a little bit of contact there. Fortunately, able to keep it straight. Looks like no damage. So, able to keep going here. Unku's fighting on the inside here, but Snowball's going to get around him. Get clear. New leader, Snowball. And the number 12 Hamburger Racing Sport Car. Hot dog. Hot dog indeed. Ooh, car off behind. That was Senna. Senna went off the track, lost a couple places there. Going to be moving back up into 5th here, going into corkscrew. Once again, a car getting loose here. I feel like that's going to be the story of the day, is cars getting loose. See drivers challenging for lead elsewhere, but got some close racing here for 10th as well. Going to take a look around the field, just make sure we get some battles here and there. Keep y'all entertained, keep myself entertained, because you know, if you're just watching cars lap around, you know, it can get boring. But we're not. There's battles happening all over, and we are seeing another battle happen for the top 4 here, and 5th and 6th. 7th and 8th are also battling. This has been quite an exciting race so far. Apex and Roach was a little bit of contact, no longer foul. Up the inside there, give him a nice bit of room there. Some respectful racing. It looks like Rosen's going to get away for now, but oh, Miata is coming back. We see Fishy here, challenging for 2nd place, making Unku at least think about the car that's on his tail. Real loose, that is not going to hurt. That's not going to help that IndyCar here. Kind of help him get away from Fishy, the race winner. A little bit of contact. Oh, these 3 cars are all together. Coming out of the final turn. Snowball is really starting to drive away here. Especially, ooh, contact, big time. That almost hooked Fishy into the inside wall. That would not have been pretty. Like when Jan Magnussen got hooked here in, what was it, 2007 in a Corvette. That was not a fun one. Good battle though. Speaking of good battles, still a really good one going on here as Unku challenges for 2nd. Yuki, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. You would be correct. At least this car does. But Unku is trying to defend here still for 2nd place. The longer these two battle, the further and further away Snowball is going to get, as Fishy really does not get that turn as they would quite want. Scarlett's going to get by them here. They're going to challenge for Scarlett again, but not going to quite get there. Scarlett's going to take over the 3rd spot, challenging for 2nd. Unku's really starting to hold up 3rd and 4th here. Just trying to hold on to that place. Got a pass for, oh, they're wheel banging! They're wheel banging for 10th. Still side by side here. Oh, Alfie got super loose. A little bit of contact. Brady's going to let off here, which will allow Alexi to get up to them. Oh, it looks like Alfie gave the position back. Trying not to get a penalty here. Well, they're going to challenge out Alexi on the outside here. Not sure if that's going to work here. Alfie is ghosted. That's always a good sign. Love that from Forza. Whew. Man, Alexi is loose! Constantly putting down tire tracks. That car is sideways. It's like watching old F1 cars go around a place. Oh, contact! Big contact with the McLaren Skoda. Able to recover, though. Senna's able to keep it going straight. Doesn't seem like it hurt the time too bad, and hopefully it don't have any damage. Actually, check the telemetry here. Damage, doesn't look at any damage there. That's a lucky break. Fortunately, able to keep it out of the wall and keep it from going around. Ooh, big off-track excursion for Skoda. I don't know if the marshals are going to take too kindly to that one. That was a huge extension of that final corner. Looks like me going around a track. But Looks like all the cars starting to get a little more spread out here, except for Skoda and Senna. They're still battling quite fervorously for 5th place. Man, you can definitely tell when somebody gets in the dirt around here. They kick up huge clouds of dust. Got pocket sand in the back of these cars. Yeah, Snowball has really just driven away. But Fishy has gotten free of battling with Scarlet and Unku, so she's going to go try to chase Snowball down. You know, this was the pole sitter and winner for round 1 at Watkins Glen in the rain, so she's probably going to want to prove that they can do it again, you know, in the dry, all the way across the country here in California instead of Watkins Glen up in New York. As we see, Senna still hanging out behind there. There was a pass down to the course, looked like from Rage. Still battling for 10th here. It's been a... Ooh, got that curb on the inside. You heard the rev banging as they were trying to save the car. Able to save it, though. As they get out of the corner, a little more rev bang. Multiple cars sideways coming out of that. Been pretty respectful other than the wheel banging, but honestly, I think that's more fun. I like it. I think that's more fun. A little pass here from Tremus. Passing Apex here is falling a little bit in the standings. I wonder if they had an incident. Tremus is going to get real loose at turn 3 to allow Apex to get right back up to the gearbox. Hopefully get a run out of this corner up the inside. Going to be the outside going to the next turn, though. Still there. Gonna give a little bit of room. Oh, that was a little close. Ooh, that 11 car is still there on the inside, that bright green machine. Ooh, big loose, but gonna make it work and gonna get away from Tremus there. Looks like Scarlet is caught back up to Fishy. Which, man, if I'm Fishy, I do not want this. You want that 42 car to be as far away from you as possible right now because you want to go get Snowball. You want to go get that first place driver, go challenge him, at least slow him down a little bit. As it sits, you know, if you start to battle with another car, it's going to slow you down again. That's how, you know, that's how Snowball got 2.5 seconds out in front. So, it's just about getting away and trying to make up that time. But Scarlet is right up on top of him. Gonna be, you know, they're going to be slowing down, at least thinking about that 42 car back there. I mean, Scarlett's a damn good driver. I raced against her a few times, quite a few times, and I know firsthand how good she is. So, ooh, Fishy got super loose, able to hang on to it, but that's going to cost him 2nd place and the run for the lead here. Real good job hanging on to it. Good job from Scarlett hanging on to it, heading down to the corkscrew. Bad moment under braking. Man, that was not a pretty moment for Fishy. But good save. Able to keep it going straight here, and they didn't lose too much. Could have been a hell of a lot worse. She's still going to try to get past Scarlet here for 2nd place. Man, these cars are slithering all over the place. You would think there's oil down on the track with how much these cars are sliding about. Oh, we have a lapped car here. It's stinky eating lap by Snowball. Looks like they were able to get by pretty cleanly. Man, that car's pretty slow. Scarlett's going to catch him in a bad spot here. Going to let off. Oh, Seca's going to get out of the way, but real slow getting out of the way. Almost caused an accident. Yeah, that was a little bit of a scary one. I wonder if this car has damage. Once again, struggling for grip here. No damage. Oh, no, they have engine damage. My bad. No, they have engine damage. Yep. That might be Forza. I can't tell if it's actually them damaging their engine by downshifting, or it's Forza making it up because it's Forza. Either way, this car is not going very fast. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to look at this car much longer, because, man, that's an eyesore. Ooh, a little bit of contact there from Senna. Maybe Senna heard me. But, yeah. A little bit of contact there. Seca's going to go off track and kick some barriers onto the race circuit. Scarlet has gotten out in front of Fishy here, trying to chase down that lead car of Snowball here, the number 12. They have caught up some. They're within 2 seconds. So they are catching. And we are 11 laps into this first run here. Eventually these drivers are going to need to pit. Curious to see how the race leader is doing on tires. 450 all the way around almost. And not a whole lot of fuel left though. So I would not be surprised if they have to pit quite soon for fuel. But they're taking care of their tires pretty well. I would like to see how that translates throughout the field, because, you know, I've seen a lot of drivers get their tires, you know, lighting them up out of turns. I'll take a look at Scarlett here. Yep, 50 all the way around. That right front is a little more worn, but that seems to be the norm around here, considering how this track is laid out. Skoda has come to the pits early. I wonder if they had damage. We can quickly check here before anything. No damage. They're just going to pit early. Their tires are pretty worn. Not how much more worn than any other driver, I'd say, though. But they're going to pit pretty early here. I wonder if, you know, it's going to work out for them. It's a bold call. You should see how it works out. Whew! Almost no wear on the tires. Unku, he must be running mediums. I don't think it tells me what tire compound they're running. But I'm judging by the, you know, the lack of wear that they're running mediums. I think Fishy is running softs, but they take care of the tires pretty well if they are running softs. We're going to take a look at Senna's tires here. Yep, Senna's also in mediums, it looks like. Stinky is also in the pits. But Skoda is coming out of the pits in 12th now. But they should have some clean air here to get some good laps in. So, if they can just keep their head down and keep going strong, they might be able to make up a few places after that early pit stop. But I think that's going to start our pit cycle. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more cars come in quite soon. You know, these drivers are going to start to run out of fuel quite fast. And it'd be quite bad if you run out of fuel on the race circuit. So we see the lead car here getting down to right about 10% fuel. And that in front is Jegatron in 13th. They are trying to avoid going a lap down here. As the rocket ship of a 12 car is coming right up behind them. I mean, this car is fast. They're going to catch him right up near the corkscrew. Going to challenge up the inside. Jegatron's going to give it to them. I would not want to make a pass here. That is a really, really sketchy spot. Scarlett's going to get by them coming out of the corkscrew. Nice, respectful move there from the lapped car. You know, you always got to give it to the faster vehicles that are coming if you're lap traffic. But you also got to be predictable. You don't want to catch them out, like, oh, they're going to go around you, but you suddenly swerve into them and you cause a huge accident. No one likes that. Braze is on pit road. I did not see that, but they are coming out now. They're also going to go a lap down, but that probably will be rectified whenever the cycles fully go through. So, we are 14 laps in here as cars making some pit stops, and things have gotten pretty spread out, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get back together soon because of pit stop strategies and, you know, general stuff like that. And, you know, we could get a caution, which will really, really jumble up this race and everything that's happening with it. Ooh, big off-track incident there for Scarlett. Almost the same thing that happened to Fishy earlier that allowed Scarlett to get past them. It's going to happen in reverse. But I would say that was worse. They were way further off. Good thing Forza does not model the dirt on tires because, man, this car would be very, very loose for quite some time. Oh, the leader's going to come to the pits. That's Snowball coming down pit road to get refueled and get new tires. I would imagine this is going to start a string of pit stops here as it's usually follow the leader into pit road. So, keep an eye out for that. Pit so far on this lap. This still could change. Gonna go here for Trumas in 8th. Trying to catch up here to Apex. Got a little loose out of that final corner. Still gonna get a good run off. Yeah, Yuki, I would agree with that. I would say most corners they're running loose out. Because it seems, you know, it seems to just be these cars. Not as much the setup as it is just how these cars are handled. Because if it was 1 or 2 drivers, I wouldn't be, you know, shocked by it, but it's all of the drivers are struggling here. They are fighting these cars tooth and nail, which is really fun to watch, but I'm sure it's not that fun to drive when you're battling. Scarlet has come down pit road here. Oh, did we lose somebody? Black screen? Forza. Stinky has DNF'd. I believe they have left the race, or they have DC'd. I love how Forza still does the black screen. That is a great feature. That's my favorite. Rosequist has also come down pit road. We're getting a trickle of drivers down pit road, but not a huge influx. This probably has a bit to do with the tire strategy, I would imagine, but I also think that, you know, these cars use a lot of fuel. So, that depends on what the fuel load is, I suppose. As we're on board here with our current leader, Fishy. But I'm curious to see, depending on how fast they're running here, if they are the leader when pit cycles finish. I would imagine that's still going to be Snowball. They were far enough out in front, and they seem like they've run clean air long enough that they should have that advantage. But they might not. I could be wrong. Ooh, as I switched to Snowball, they get really loose. That was almost 4 tire tracks down. 4-wheel drift out of that turn. Alfie's off in front of them. Oof, that was a little frightening if you're the car that is leading provincially. After pit cycles cycle through, to see a car getting loose in front of you and spraying dirt all over the track and into your windscreen. But able to keep it going straight. Alfie is able to get out of the way. No incident there. Ooh, man, my voice is starting to go. Might just be a skill issue on my part, as Travis comes down pit road, coming in for their presumably scheduled stop. Yeah, so Scarlet is the, well, out of the cars that have pit, Scarlet is currently 2nd place. Alfie is breaking up 1st and 2nd of the cars in pit. And I'd be interested to see if Scarlet gets up to Alfie and see if they can get by them. Oh, big off there. That's not going to help them get up to that car in front. Fishy is on pit road. Fishy has come down pit road. That's going to give the lead to Unku, who I believe is the first car on mediums. I could be mistaken. Certainly would not be the first time, but yeah, they're only at 50% on their tires, and their fuel is down to a little less than half. So, you know, what I was hearing was that if you're on softs, you're gonna have to do 2 stops. But on mediums, you can do a 1-stop strategy, and I'm curious to see which one's faster. So obviously, with mediums, you're not gonna be quite as fast as the softs, but those medium tire cars are keeping up pretty well. So I mean, it did look like, you know, both Unku and Senna are on mediums, and they did start at 1 and 2, but they also didn't fall off that hard. Not as hard as you might expect from a car on soft tires. So, you know, this might be the call. I can't say because I'm not driving, and I don't know how this is going to work out for them. But if they take care of their stuff and they're actually able to do a 1-stop, you know, it could end up really putting the race in their favor. We're going to do a little run through the field here. We have 2nd place is Senna. Our current leader is Unku. 3rd place is Apex Miata in this number 66 car. That Digicam. 4th place is Alexi in the number 26. Some nice scheme. It would look nicer if my settings were turned up, but I assure you, it's a nice looking scheme. In 5th is Snowball, who is starting to challenge for that 4th place spot, especially after Lexi gets real loose there. That number 12 hamburger car. 6th place is Scarlet in the number 42 Not Alone vehicle. 7th is Fishy in the number 24, also sponsored by Not Alone. Alfie is the number 74 Control car. Skoda in 9th, sliding out of the final turn. The number 52, another hamburger car. Looks like Snowball is right up to the gearbox of Alexi, who gets real loose. Ooh! Snowball also gets loose! Looking like an ice rink over there. Snowball's able to get by, but it wasn't an easy pass. But we're going to go back to the run through the field. 10th is Rosenquist in the number 21, also sponsored by Not Alone. Cool to see that. Also got the Trevor Project on there. Tremus in 11th. There's a lot of sponsors on this car. I legitimately can't read what... It's something Motorsport, starts with an M. Can't read it because my graphics settings are turned down too low, so sorry. Brage is in 12th, challenging for 11th. In the number 7 Not Alone car. That used to be my number whenever we did F4. It's kind of weird seeing another driver run that number 7. And 13th is Jegatron in the number 5 car. Teammates with Tremus, who's in 11th. A lot of teams in this series. So we have Jegatron, Brage, and Tremus are all a lap down at the moment. Rosenquist all by themselves in the void. Looks like Miata also is as well. Yeah, these are the low points in the race as a driver. You just kind of sit back and just do laps. And try to be as fast as you can, but just try to keep yourself from getting bored. Because, man, it kind of feels like you're hot lapping sometimes. Ooh, Apex did kind of cut the course a little bit there, but that looked like they got loose, and I mean, it wasn't like it was for position. So you come back to the leader here, 45. I've been running that number as long as I've known them. It's been quite a while. Me and Ugu were on a race team together. I've known them since 2021, maybe? Something like that. Race touring car series, F4. You know, who's been around the block? That's for sure. Another Dark Star sponsor. So many same sponsors in this series. I think we might be running out of money with all these same sponsors. Tell me why I said that. But Alfie is going to be challenging for 7th here. Looks like. Alexi got a little loose there. It's going to allow the number 74 car to get back up to the gearbox. Big bobble there. Able to keep it going straight, just about. Man, looking like Formula Drift out here. You think we're down in Long Beach? How sideways that 74 got. You know what? These drivers probably thought they were done with the grip struggling after last week and not done with the rain. You know, round 1 was a very wet race. This was not, so they probably thought, oh, you might have some grip here. No, that's not the case. Ooh, big loose moment for Apex as Snowball gets by them here. Snowball is really starting to put in some good laps, it looks like. They're obviously on the soft tire compound, so they're going to be faster than, you know, Unku, Senna, and Apex, who've all gone with the medium tire strategy here. Scarlett's also going to get by Apex on the outside there. Almost some contact, but able to keep it clean. Alexi is pulled away a little bit from Alfie here for 7th, but Skoda is coming up behind. I said they got away. No, not quite. That looked right overhead. Not many of those left around. Always cool to see. Ooh, Skoda almost up the inside. Alfie's going to go up the inside of Alexi. A little bit of contact, but no, that didn't look too bad. But Alfie's going to take position there. Alexi messing up the corner, but Skoda messes it up worse. He gets super, super loose. Man. Oof. Alfie and Alexi are both going to come down pit road here. Certainly an interesting time to decide you want to pit. But it also doesn't make sense. You don't want to get caught up in battles and slow yourselves down if you're about to pit. You might as well just take the pit stop. Looks like Snowball got real loose. Scarlett's going to catch up to them for third. Racing is really starting to pick up once again. These two drivers are really, really going at it here. Ooh, Snowball give him an inside, but that really cost them on that turn. Scarlett's still going to be right with them. Ooh, Scarlett overshot. Snowball overshot the corner real bad, leaving down Rooster Tails in that gravel as Scarlett gets by them for third. Unku and Senna have both pit from first and second, so coming to the start-finish line, Scarlett will be in first. And pretty much all the cars have pit so far, except for Apex and maybe Skoda? I could be wrong. Probably am. But I know Apex is not pit yet. Well, Apex is pit now. It's coming on my screen. Because it's a little delayed from what it actually is. Like, what I'm seeing and what you're seeing is a little delayed from what's actually happening in the game, so I can see when people are on pit road, but it doesn't look like they're actually on pit road yet. Skoda's also come down pit road. So this is the pit cycles working out here, but this should be the last stop for those 4 cars. They should not have to pit again unless they get damage, which they're certainly hoping they don't get damage. Scarlett's going to try to run away here from Snowball. Ooh, that's not going to help. Real loose. Loose again here, but not going to go off so bad. But that doesn't allow Snowball to start to catch up to them. Multiple cars off track here. Look like rallycross. Treeless is going to hold up Alfie a little bit here, but they're going to try to get back up here. Alexi's there as well. Another battle for 10th. This race has kind of been the story of the battle for 10th, it feels like. Ooh, Alexi trying to get up the inside of Alfie there. I was going to shut the door almost. Fortunately, no contact. Able to keep it clean. Alexi down up the inside, but there's a little crossover move. Alfie's going to get back out in front for 11th. And try to get back up to Tremus. Really starting to be a battle here for these 5 cars. Also looks like Snowball is catching up to Scarlett for first. And you got some battles all over the place. Yeah, Yuki, I'm almost certain that's what's happening because it looks like Scarlett and a lot of other drivers are on softs, while Unku, Senna, Apex, and Skoda are on mediums. And if you're on softs, you have to do 2. If you're on mediums, you can do 1. So, you know, it's interesting to see how these will play out at the end of the race. It's a little too early to say for certain how it's going to work out. So, ooh, another off-track excursion there. That was Alexi. Alfie up the inside of Tremus. They're going to be side by side coming down the front stretch here. Ooh, not quite. Not quite. Alfie's not going to get a good drag out of the corner, but they're still going to have the inside here, going into the Andretti hairpin. A little bit of contact, a little bit of wheel banging. Way wide for Tremus. Down in the dirt. Alfie's going to get by them for 10th. Like I said, this has been the story of the 10th place knockout battles, it feels like. It's been fun, though. So Lexi's going to try for a dive bomb here. Oh, Tremus got real loose under braking. Lexi's going to get the inside there. A little bit of contact, but, no, not that bad. Man, talking about putting down some tire tracks. Tremus thinking about the inside there, but wasn't any room. Unless they would have some contact, which actually they don't. Ooh! I thought that car was going around. I thought Tremus was done. I thought that was a spin. But fortunately, I was wrong. Bray's just come down pit road. I wonder if that is a scheduled stop. If I can look at 12 real quick. Oh, they have a little bit of engine damage. Well, they did. It went away. But that means 2.2. It's noticeable, but I don't think it would be enough for you to want to come down pit road if you can avoid it. Scarlett has really started to get away from Snowball. Snowball's catching him for a while, but Scarlett's able to put some good laps in and just start to get away from the number 12 car. Whew! Looking at the lap times here, man, Scarlett put down a heater last lap. That's why they were able to get so far out in front. Oh, that's not going to help, though. Big sideways. They're going to go around in the lead. Went off track, coming back across the track, able to keep out of the way of Snowball, who did a great job avoiding. Scarlett's able to keep going straight here after a 360, but that is going to cost him the lead of this race and possibly the win. That is very, very unfortunate. We've seen a lot of drivers have issues with that turn, you know, all day, and, well, that's the first time we've really seen it catch somebody out, you know, in a big way. Fortunately, no damage. The tire's not going to be happy, and they're probably not happy with themselves right now, but Scarlett's able to keep going, and she can get back up to Snowball here if, you know, put that work in. Snowball's going by some lap traffic here. That was Tremas, who we were following earlier. He's going to give them a spot. I do agree, that was some good style points. Not good for race time, though. Tremas putting down a smoke screen for the 42 car here. A dust screen, I guess. This is a driver we haven't talked about a whole lot this race. Rosenquist. They're inside the top 5 right now, and they've just kind of been lapping around. Doing pretty well so far in a very striking blue and pink car. Always a good color combination in my eyes. But they are lapping around. Senna is behind them, going to try to catch up here, but Senna went off the gravel a little bit there. Well, Senna enough for Rosenquist to worry about quite yet. Might get there, though. Certainly something to keep an eye on. Another driver we haven't talked about a whole lot, Skoda. They're driving that other hamburger car. The number 12 car is their teammate, Snowball, who was in the lead but came down pit road. I was about to say, oh, they're in the lead. No, they just came down pit road. But they are teammates with Snowball, and both those cars are inside the top 10, so pretty good job from both drivers here. I'm gonna say I'm loving this scheme. Great recreation of that old Renault paint scheme from the mid-2000s. Always such a good paint scheme in my eyes, too. Always loved how that looked. And they've done a great job recreating here, obviously with some different sponsors. This car's going to continue to lead here, right behind Alexi, who is trying to avoid going a lap down here, coming out of the corkscrew. A little slow for that corner. Is going to allow the 42 to catch up to him. Man, Scarlett put down 2 1:12.7s. Those are some insanely fast times compared to the rest of the field. I'm not even sure who has the fastest time other than that. It might be Fishy. That was a 1:13 dead. Yeah, no. Scarlett does have the fastest lap by quite a margin. That's 3/10. So, you know, if they're able to keep putting in laps like that, no one's going to catch them. But if you're Scarlett right now, your focus has got to be getting away from, you know, getting as far as you can from Unku. Because you know Unku's on the one stop. So you got to get as far in front as you can of that car, so whenever you have to come back down pit road, you don't lose that place. Or at the very least, you can challenge them. Because, you know, part of the advantage of a two-stop strategy here with both sets of soft tires is that, well, 3 sets of soft tires, I guess, is that whenever you get that final set, they're going to be fresher and going to be faster than the guys who are on medium tires. You're going to have more grip, and you're going to be faster overall. So, you know, you're going to be better at the end of the race, but, you know, you got to think, is it worth trying to go for the marathon or try going for the sprint? It's up to personal preference. Charlotte has come down pit road here. Excuse me. Well, I was trying to get a look at what their telemetry was, but I was too late. No, I don't want to return to the pre-race menu. Rosenquist has come down pit road as well. I think we're going to look at Fishy here in the leads telemetry. Yeah, their tires are doing pretty good. Only 30% all around. Fuel's at 28%. And we're going to compare that with Unku, who's in second place. 20%. And fuel's at 55%. So, it's different strategy. Ooh, big off-track excursion for Tremas in front of Unku here. Able to keep it going straight, though. To allow the 45 to catch up to him, though. Rosenquist has also come down pit road. Looks like there's some... Ooh, we have a battle, looks like, here between Snowball and Scarlet. These are the two cars that have pit. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Scarlet's going to go off track, be able to keep it going. Oof, this is an exciting battle. Scarlet trying to get up the inside here for turn 6. Up into the Rahal straight. Able to get it. Good move there. Uphill towards the corkscrew, turn 7 and turn 8. Whew. Snowball's right up the gearbox. We're going board with Snowball here. Ooh, big hit on that sausage curve. That's not fun. That's a teeth rattler. And that's really, really going to put them behind Scarlet. They obviously can get back up to Scarlet, but they're going to be putting some work to get there. And I don't know, Scarlet's been putting in some pretty good lap time. She's been fast. So, that is not going to be an easy car to catch. Fishy is still leading here. So I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to come down pit road quite soon. They're going to run out of fuel after all. I don't think they make any points. But we shall see. We shall see. Look at second place here, Unku, who is the first driver on the two-strap strategy. Right at half fuel there. And tires are only at 25%. So taking care of their stuff pretty well. I don't know how good tire management is simulated in this game. I assume it's decently. That's assuming off the Forza. But I may get hope. But Alfie is challenging for 7th here with Skoda. Skoda got a little loose heading into the corkscrew, but it's going to allow Alfie to catch up to them here. Ooh, big loose moment there heading into turn 9. Heading down into 10. More tire tracks getting put down. Shame those don't stay because you would see tire tracks out of every single turn. Skoda's able to get away in the final turn there from Alfie. Cars have kind of settled in for now. You know, for a lot of drivers, this is their final run. So right now, this is, you know, their run to the finish. So you can settle in, get ready for their run to the end, make sure they finish good. Get all the cobwebs out, you know, and make sure you're good to go. This has been a pretty clean race so far. We did have that restart for, you know, caution early on, but, you know, otherwise, it's only been, I mean, there's been some off-track excursions, there's been a couple spins, but no cautions, so that's always good to see. Means the drivers have been keeping it clean. Obviously going to get a run here up into the corkscrew. Sketchy under braking. Ooh, give him a tap to that gearbox with Skoda. Skoda got a little loose, but I'm not sure that was from the contact. That might just be them getting on the throttle. Ooh, got stuck on the wrong side of the curb there, and that's going to slow him down big time. Skoda's going to get real wide again. Get out into the dust over there. Again, I'm curious with Marshall. Oh my goodness, Alfie! What a dive bomb! Came from like 2 car lengths back at the inside. Made it work though, no contact. That was a brave, brave move. Certainly braver than I would have been. Ooh, a little bit of contact there from Skoda as they try to get the inside here. Turn 5. Crossover move from Alfie. Back up the inside. Clear Skoda. Turn 6. Both able to keep going straight pretty well. Yeah, I gotta think if you're Skoda, do you want maybe a little bit of payback for, you know, that dive bomb that happened with some boards on the track? Somebody went off track last lap. Don't know who that was. But those boards are cleared, at least on my screen, so that's good. Skoda thought about it into 11. That would have been horrendous if they had gone for that. Fishy has also come down pit road finally. From the lead, so that's going to give Unku the lead. But Scarlett is certainly going to be working to keep that from lasting. Ooh, big loose moment there for Skoda. And I think we're going to go to Fishy here, actually, and see where they come out at. Looks like they're going to come out in front of Senna. Oh, no, not quite, but they're going to be pretty close to Senna, and Senna's on mediums, so those soft tires are going to be faster and have less wear, so I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Senna with a tap of the wall. I wouldn't be surprised if Senna comes back quite soon, but Scarlett has gotten past Fishy, so that does mean Scarlett is going to take first out of the cars who are on softs. And Scarlett's going to catch up to Senna quite quick here, I would imagine, with that tire difference. And that means it's going to be, you know, big run to Unku, but I don't know if they get to Unku. Unku is 22 seconds in front of Senna. Scarlett is going to have to lock in. They have certainly locked in with some of these laps. They put down a 112.3. So they're certainly capable of those really big heaters of laps, but that might be a little too much to overcome without, you know, that 45 having a major incident. I mean, it still can't happen. We did see Scarlett herself have a spin from the lead. So it's definitely still possible for, you know, Unku to just have a moment on their own. But if you're Unku right now, you know, you just want to keep putting those laps in. You just want to put your head down, not worry about anything else that's going on, just hot laps essentially. Act like you're doing some practice laps. And just do the best you can. There's not much else you can do right now. No use in worrying about what's coming because, you don't even know if it's going to get to you. But Alfie is falling behind Skoda here. Still within a second. Scarlett has closed on Senna within half a second now. Little bit of wiggle coming out of that turn for Senna. Oh, Senna's going to go off track big time. Oh, little bit of pressure from that 42, and Senna, I think he was looking in his mirror a little too much, and that's going to cost him second place. I mean, ooh, big loose moment there. To be honest, I don't think second place is going to last too much longer for Senna with how fast that 42 car is. It was only a matter of time. But Senna's able to hold on to third for now, though Snowball is going to be coming up there eventually. Speaking of Snowball, Fishy's starting to catch up to them for fourth place. Ooh, getting it right up to them. Really good final corner from Fishy there in fifth. It's allowed him, get quite close to Snowball here. Gonna try to diamond this second turn here on the track. Ooh, Snowball did not have a great exit. Up the inside goes Fishy. Ooh, clear, but barely. A little bit of contact there. Snowball still right on top of him. I don't think they're going to give up that easy. Ooh, Fishy didn't quite get the apex of that turn. And Snowball's still right behind him. Trying to keep that car from getting real sideways. You know, that snap oversteer seems to be quite prevalent here. Looks like Trimus has come down pit road for hopefully the final time. As looks like we're going into the final 6 laps here, really winding down. And you know, unless something really catastrophic happens with Unku, I don't see Scarlet catching them. They're just way too far out in front. I mean, there's lap traffic in front of Unku here, but lap traffic hasn't played a huge role so far in this race. Everybody's been pretty respectful. So, oof, let's say that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Lexi gets out of the way real quick here. But they do have the right to race for this. Loose for Unku. Them being behind this lap car, though, is going to slow them down, but it's not going to slow them down enough. If Scarlet is going to catch up to Unku, there's going to have to be... Unku's going to have to spin, they're going to have some contact. Alexi got real loose out of the final corner, just going to give up to Unku there. Not going to give him any problems. Unku still does have more lap traffic to deal with here. Rosenquist and Alfie are not too far out in front of this 45 car. So they're going to have to get by them. 5 to go here at Laguna Seca. I hope you guys have enjoyed this broadcast so far. I've done my best. Obviously, I'm on my own, so I have nobody to bounce off of, which means the commentary is not going to be quite as good. But, you know, I've had fun watching this race. I hope you've had fun watching it too, and listening to me yap on about it. So he goes into the corkscrew here. The cars are pretty spread out at the moment. And I think we'll do another run through the field. First place here is Unku in the number 45 Dark Star car. Second place is Scarlet in the number 42 Not Alone car. McLaren Senna is in third in the number 81 Dark Star car. Fishy is in fourth in the number 24 Not Alone car. Snowball's in fifth in the number 12 Hamburger Racing Sport car. Apex Miata is in sixth in the number 66 Dark Star car. 666. Skoda's in 7th in the number 52 Hamburger Racing Sport car. Alfie's in 8th in the number 74 Control Automobile. 9th is Rosenquist in the number 21 Not Alone car. 10th is Alexi in that McLaren expired livery. Number 26 car, I believe. They're on the road, so I can't check because the only camera you're allowed is the bumper cam. Trimus is in 11th in the number 11. That really green machine. 12th is Brage in the number 7 Not Alone car. And 13th is Jegatron in the number 5. Closest battle so far seems to be Alfie and Skoda. It's the only cars that are within a second of each other. So, I can imagine Alfie's going to be pushing pretty hard here. The laps are really winding down. We don't have a whole lot left in this race. So, you know, if you want to finish 7th instead of 8th, you got to get moving. Rosenquist is also closing the second of Alfie here. So, got some cars looking to make themselves a battle here right near the end of the race. Scarlet has really closed on Unku, but not nearly enough for them to catch him. She just, you know, there's just not enough time left in the race. It's as simple as that. But, you know, they've really, really closed that gap, because it was at 22 seconds by the time they got past Senna. Now it's down to 16. That just shows how fast that 42 car is right now. One of the advantages of that strategy, that, you know, on soft tires, but I don't think it's going to be enough to win the race here today. Rosenquist is going to challenge for 8th here. Looking at the inside, a little bit of contact. Surged in the corner, had a little bit of contact, but no harm, no foul. Don't really affected Alfie any, and Rosenquist slowed down some, but I don't think the guy had damage. I think we'll be fine. They're going to still keep trying here. Trying for that 8th place and looking. But Unku is going to come lap them quite soon here. So, you know, this might cause a real problem for Unku if these two are still battling by the time he catches them. Last thing you want to do as a leader is catch 2 lap cars who are battling fervently. They're certainly battling. Rosenquist is lurking up the inside here. A little bit of contact. That's going to send Alfie wide, but Rosenquist can give it back to him. That's some good racecraft right there. That's going to allow Alfie to get away from him. 2 to go here from Laguna Seca as our leader crosses the start-finish line. Scarlett's close to 14 seconds of the leader, but still not going to be enough, I don't think. As we are on board with Rosenquist in 9th still. Trying to get up to Alfie, the number 74. This has been a fun broadcast. It's been a fun race. I've enjoyed watching it. And, I mean, it's been exciting. Just keeping an eye out for that leader back there. But Unku's going to be coming up to the white flag here, the final lap. And we're going to go over to them to watch the final lap of this race. And this has been quite a neat race for Unku. They've, you know, obviously on that medium tire, you know, one-stop strategy, a big part of being able to do well is to be able to keep out of incidents, to just be consistent and, you know, keep going well. And they've done that. They've really been consistent, been good there. As Rosenquist is going to try to go up the inside of Alfie here. A little bit of contact, got them loose. Able to keep going straight here. Jegatron's in front of them. That's a lapped car for them and Unku. A little bit more contact. Heading into turn 3, more contact. Just a little bit of bump and banging. Big block from Alfie there. Rosenquist's going to have to back out of the throttle. Man! That was a lot of beating and banging for a moment there. Oh, there's some more! Ooh, man! Unku is just laying back and letting them battle out. He does not want to get involved, and I do not blame him. Right now, oh! Don't want that, have that to happen! Jegatron got real loose. That's going to allow Rosenquist to get by Alfie here, heading down to the corkscrew. Alfie had to get way out of the throttle. Unku's going to get right up back there. Big loose moment for Alfie there. But as we're rounding the few final corners here, Unku is going to cruise to a victory. Some incidents, some lap traffic near the end here, but quite a neat race from the 45 car. And Unku is going to get their first win of the season as they round the final corner. Gonna warm up the tires some, I guess. And that's your winner, Unku. First place. But we're not done quite yet. Still have some battling happening. Alfie has not been able to get back to Rosenquist, though. Looks like Scarlett has just crossed the line in 2nd. It looks like Fishy's going to cross it in 3rd in a moment here. That'll be your top 3, your podium here. 4th place is going to be Senna. 5th is looking to be Snowball. Letting off the throttle right at the end. Yeah, you're going to save those motors somehow. Oh, big off-track excursion for Rosenquist said, come back over here. That's going to allow Alfie to get back here. This is the final lap for these drivers. Rosenquist has got to make a move happen soon if they want that 8th place back. Big loose moment for Alfie. I can imagine Rosequist's going to try something desperate here, trying to get on the outside, not going to quite get there, get up the inside here. Oh, a little bit of contact. They're going to be on the outside for this final corner. Do they try a crossover? They do. They're going to get blocked, though. Alfie blocks him hard, but spins the tires, coming out of the corner. It's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. A little bit of bumping, a little bit of banging. Rosequist will get him. That was some touring car racing right there. And the AI are bumping and banging at the like after the end of the race. Man, that was an interesting finish for 8th. Reminds me of a finish I had here in touring cars. And man, that was a fun race, and that race I had in touring cars, and this has been a fun race to watch. And while there were some great battles for the lead in this race, I gotta say, this really was the battle of the mid-pack. There were so many good battles happening. You know, for 8th, for 10th, you know, all of that. So, it was fun to watch, that's for damn sure. Lexi will cross the line in 10th here to round out your top 10. And that will mean that Trumas is in 11th. I believe Skoda's already finished the race in front of them, so that's AI. Oh my, I think that was a little bit of desync. Trumas is going to come across the line here in 11th. Braves looks like they're going to be 12th, and Jegatron will be 13th. And they are being killed by Unku's AI. There is some great Forza physics happening here. Alright, that's going to end the race with the race timer. But that is it for the race. Unku's going to come out on top with that one-stop strategy. Really, really paid off for him. And 3rd is Fishy, 2nd is Scarlet, and your race winner at Laguna Seca, just Unku. Good race today from all these drivers. Able to keep it clean, keep it respectful. That was a real fun watch. And I hope you viewers had fun watching it too. I mean, I know I did. And we had some hiccups early on, but we were able to get going, able to get, you know, in the groove of things, and, you know, able to have a good race. So, I will need to check to see if we're going to do interviews. I don't know if we are. Hold on for a moment. I will check. Alright, we are going to get interviews. I had not realized Unku had just... I didn't realize Unku had just said in chat, oh, hey, I want to, you know, do you want to do interviews? So I went into the race chat. But our first interviewee is Senna.
I had the worst race imaginable.
And he still finished 4th.
My car, it might be 81, but I drank the drink of car 4, and I inherited the techniques of said car 4 during 2024.
Hey, you did still finish 4th, and that is the second car that was on that one-stop strategy, which really worked out for Unku. You know, what made you guys pick that strategy?
Well, we basically had started it with the softs, and we realized that the tire wear was enough to push through it. The mediums are in this game basically are like the meta tire. The mediums in this game basically are the meta tire, to be frankly honest with you. The versus the softs, they obviously grain all too much, but the mediums are that perfect balance of they'll keep out the most, but they'll also, they won't wear as quick as the softs, but they'll still keep pace. Hards were basically a no-go. There was about, I think we did the calculations before the race. On this race, it would have lost us about 3 seconds a lap,
Whew.
which is you would have hemorrhaged lap. You would be
Yeah, that's
hemorrhaging
bad.
constantly. I look, I probably could have got a podium, but there was a lot of mistakes. I kind of went after the pit stop. During my pit stop, I actually went to the toilet because it's that long of a pit,
It is a really
and
long pit.
yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think that shook me up a bit. I probably could have held off, but then afterwards I went off at the corkscrew, and
Yeah.
the cork. I hate this track like so much. Like I
It's
don't really enjoy it as
such a
much.
hard track to get right, but in my opinion, it's a. Oh. I don't know if that was an internet moment or Senna has just decided that he's done. that was a good interview and. Oh, nope, Senna's back.
That was my bad. It all kind of my fucking Discord. I all F4 Discord instead of Forza. I've been a there, but like I'll take fourth because it was like when after qualifying we were not expecting the car to go as fast as we did. Like I'll be honest with you, like the rocket ship, the fact that we walked out the front row like it was
Yeah.
nothing really impressive. Like
Yeah, no, those cars were so fast.
The problem is though is I don't know how that will hold up for obviously Indy because Indy's kind of it's a very kind of funny territory where obviously it's like you kind of have to have like two tunes. You have to have one tune for the actual race and one tune for the qualifying fast nine and all that. Because either it has to be really unstable or and like really smooth for obviously for your tires, and especially in this game because it's not just you don't have to worry about just tire wear. It's all obviously what compound you're using as well. Overall,
Yeah, it's definitely different from the previous game.
like one thing that got me right was that like as I when I was going for like the car is also because obviously there is the basically you're constantly fighting it. These cars want to understeer and oversteer at the same time. Obviously, there's no driving assist, and it makes for amazing racing to watch. But in the car, you're constantly hard work. You're constantly hard working yourself.
Yeah.
I think, like, I think I'm glad that I got fourth. I probably could have done better, but when I even look back now at like the results and the fact I even finished like was like a good 15 seconds ahead of a good like 10 seconds ahead of Snowball. I probably could have finished up further, but as well as
Yeah,
I would take it.
I was saying on commentary all race long how loose all these cars were.
These cars were insanely loose. All the same. Basically, it's kind of like it's the only way to get time and power within these cars is you want to have the car as loose as possible because that will mean you'll be able to find like ridiculous amounts of time from even like stupid mistakes. But it also means that, like for example, as that kick to the left on the run up to the corkscrew, the one where obviously it's like you're going under the tunnel and you go up to the left. I don't know
Yeah,
what turn that
that's
is.
the off-track excursion part of the race course.
Dude, I don't even want to explain like the amount of
So many cars went off there.
Fishy, me, Unku, Scarlet, everybody basically had a skill issue there because the cars are very unstable.
They're
They're
just
insanely
you have to be
unstable.
absolutely perfect through that corner to
Like,
get a good run out and not spin or almost spin.
see if this was more of an easier situation as well, I probably would have had a podium. But I won't lie, Fishy is using a wheel, and that
Yes.
basically that's a significant advantage. And I'm not saying that in like a bad way. I'm saying like because you're able to have much more smoother
Yeah.
inputs. And obviously, fair enough, they managed to make the fucking softs go as far as they did, and fair play to them because genuinely, like that's not an easy thing to do
Yeah.
at all.
Which also
And
is going to
I've
be
got
fun.
respect.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, it's gonna be really fun for you for Indy because
Yes.
they'll have this massive advantage. However, last time I was with them, I was in TXT and I was the highest placed one mainly because of incidents and all that and their disconnects, which was unfortunate. But this game has a bit of a stronger net code, but obviously we'll see how that actually goes coming into Indy itself. Maybe something will change and maybe I'm completely wrong. most likely.
All right, well, I don't mean to cut you off here, but we do need to get an interview with our race winner.
Yeah, let's get the twat in, right? I'll leave yous.
All
Goodbye.
right.
Oh,
Yep. Hello, Uncle.
hello.
So that was a good drive. Started on pole and kept it there at the end of the race.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, I would be. That was just a good, clean race. Able to keep it consistent, able to keep it, out of the wall, out of spinning, out of the gravel, which was the real problem for a lot of drivers here. These cars were so loose all day long, and, Scarlett, who was running great all race, put in some super fast lap times. They spun in turn 6.
I didn't even know that, I'm going to be honest.
They did. It was, I think, right before their final stop. They were about a second in front of Snowball, and they came out of turn 6, got way wide, came back onto the track, overcorrected, and the car just did a full 360.
Well,
Lost the
I'd
lead.
say that definitely had a little bit of help then for us. It is, as you and as Senna said, these cars are very loose, and they do need to be loose to get the time. I would have liked a little bit more rear wing myself. I don't actually remember what our number was for that, but it does make it a little bit sketchy to drive sometimes. But if you can keep it going in a straight line, you're guaranteed to be quick with the setup we have.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of that setup I ran back in F4 at Daytona, where I had, well, actually, I ran a certain setup for a lot of races in F4 where I had not a whole lot of downforce. My car would be bad fast if I could get it straight.
God, I remember that car. That was terrifying.
Yeah, the 3 or 4 gear car.
Yeah.
That was such a weird tune, but it was fun.
There was a lot of different ways to tune that car back all years, so... I think, in some ways, this car is kind of similar to it as well. I mean, it's basically an enlarged, more powerful version of it in some regards. It's probably susceptible if you know what you're doing to the same tuning methods.
That'd be definitely interesting to see. But, I'm glad you had a good race. That was very fun to watch. I had a lot of fun watching that race. There was a lot of action all the way through. Not just for the lead, but I was making jokes throughout the race constantly about, 10th place was a battleground.
I'll definitely need to watch it back then. I was in a little bit of a no man's land for most of the race.
Oh,
once
yeah,
I fell behind some of those TXT cars. They started on the softs, which made sense for them. I see what they were doing with their strategy. Just didn't work out the way they wanted it to, though.
Yeah, still got very good finish for both Fishy and Scarlett. They were able to get on the podium there.
Oh, definitely.
Able to lock out your teammate, Senna. But, still a very good day for, your team.
Indeed it is. We had a little bit of a blunder last week out at Laguna Seca. Looking at our total, I was the highest finisher there, and I finished... I don't even remember what position, but I only got 11 points. I was quite far down. I was like 6th or so, I think. So definitely a lot better this time out. Happy with it. Hopefully we can get this momentum up for the road courses.
Yeah, but next race is not going to be a road course. It's going to be the marquee race of the season.
Yep.
The Indy 300.
It'll be my first time doing the 300, and another thing as well, I don't know if you are aware, because I might have forgot to tell you, the 300 is a double points event as well, so
Ooh.
It's going to be huge for the
Double
championship,
jeopardy.
especially for any teams that finishes very well there. It'll be big for the constructors.
I can imagine. It's interesting to see how the points are shaking out right now, though, as we look at there's the provisional drivers that have just come up. I'm not actually, hold on. I wonder if I can put this up on the stream.
You definitely can.
Can I do that? Oh, no, hold on. If I save the image, yes, I can. Yeah, put that in there. Sure. I'm trying to figure out how to get... where did I put it? Stream stuff in there. Aha! Oh, no, it went away.
Oh, incredible.
Where'd it go?
Have you checked your downloads folder?
No, it's not that it went away. It was on screen for a moment, then it just went away.
Oh, did you... The icon that's next to it, is it a crossed out eye symbol?
No, it was there for half a second, then it just disappeared.
Oh, cool. Right, nice.
Well, if you were quick enough, you could see it. But
if anybody is in the FVEC server, it'll be in the channel.
yeah, it's in the channel. You know, there was a really, really good finish for 8th between it was, I believe, Alfie and Rosenquist.
Yeah, it was said over the drivers' conference they were drag racing to the line.
Oh yeah,
I think part of the reason that Rosenquist won that out, apparently Alfie had about 8% engine damage or so.
Ooh.
Which these cars, you'll definitely be feeling that, because that's nearly a if my math's correct, that's almost like a 50 horsepower drop.
Whew. Yeah, that's notable.
Yeah, it definitely is. We are running the power handicap of these cars, 15% wise. You're still making 675 or so at full output, so 8%, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. But no, their finish reminded me a lot of, if you remember whenever we did that touring car series.
VTC, yeah.
Yeah, way back when. I had that finish with Barney at Laguna Seca.
Oh, Lord.
We were beating and banging, come to the line. It looked a lot like that.
I'll need to watch that back then.
It's a fun finish to watch. Fun race to watch.
Well, many thanks for doing the commentary for us.
Yeah,
we'll see you as well next week. We'll get this sorted out and put onto YouTube as well for everybody watching later. I just had a look. We've got a lot of viewers from this as well.
Yeah. Hope they enjoyed. I certainly did.
Well, if you enjoyed it, then I'm definitely going to say that a lot of us look to have looking it over through the chats.
Yeah, and if you are still watching, remember, Indy 300 is still coming up. That is the biggest race of the season for IndyCar. Finally has a season to go with it instead of just being a standalone event, which means it really matters for points here. As Unku mentioned, it is going to be double points, double jeopardy, double the fun, double the risk. So be there. When is it again?
It is, the actual race itself is going to be on the Sunday. It'll be the 20th. However, it's a week-long event starting from the 14th with full qualifying. So we'll see if we can get some of the streams up for that as well. If you're willing to do that, I'll definitely be there to try and do some of it as well. But the only ones that we are going to be definitely streaming is the race and probably the Fast Night Shootout as well.
All right, but yeah, be there for that. It is going to be a whole lot of fun. It's going to be my, 4th year in a row doing the Indy 300 commentary? 3rd year?
I think so. And if I take a look at our past stuff, I think this is going to be the 5th time in total that we've done the event as well. So
yeah, there's been some
mini anniversary for us doing this race.
But I think that's going to do it for today. That was a very eventful round 2 from beautiful Monterey, California. And, well, I hope everyone who's watching has a good day and a good night wherever you may be. And we'll see you next time on FEVC.